begin.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another game in the semi-pro tournament. My name's Loki. Joined with me today is Mr. Frost and Teaffin. So how you guys doing?
What's up, Loki? How are you doing? Long time since I've casted with you. Should be a good one.
Yeah, it's been a long ass time, man. Hopefully we have a good game on our set. We've got Team Assassin versus Death Row here. Or what is it? Death? Yeah, Death before
Immediately,
defeat.
we have
Yeah.
a snag. Wouldn't be an internet tournament, Indian tournament without a snag.
Start.
Go.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the second game of Team Assassin versus Death Before Defeat. I'm kidding. This is the first game. We had a small problem. One of the players DC'd, but hopefully, we're back now, and hopefully we have an exciting game coming up here.
Yep. Insta brand and a Malzahar ban coming out from both the teams. Very unconventional, not something which we see every day. I think the brand was the Dead Before Defeat support played brand the last time. He played in the last match, which was casted as well. So he did a pretty good job. So I think that's why they've banned the brand out. Malzahar, annoying pick in general, I guess. That's why. And a Lucian ban. What do you say about that, Loki? Your favorite champion getting banned out.
First game I'm back and I'm casting, and then I see the Lucian getting banned out.
That's going to be a major feels bad ban for you.
Exactly. But I guess if it's Lucian is, I mean, he's a really pretty strong champion in lane. He has a lot of he can control the lane really well and trade very well with his Q. So I guess they wanted to ban it out.
What do you think about the Ash ban though? Not something which we see every day though. An Ash.
Ash ban. It's actually a pretty interesting ban. I mean, we saw MSI today. I think it was RNG Uzi that picked up the Ash today against Kingzone Dragon X's Ezreal. Banning that champion is has a lot of utility, really good pick potential with ulti, very immobile. Has a lot of poke with the W. I don't think that champion is.
I don't think it's ban worthy though. It's strong, but I don't think it's ban worthy. Trundle, very good right now in the meta. Very good in the jungle.
Indeed, and that is going to be first picked by Team Assassin.
Yeah, I mean it's good against all the tanky matchups, and exactly like things like these. Sejuani, they become mincemeat because of the Trundle ulti in team fights, and he just grows and grows from there. So really solid first pick. Sejuani for the very good CC, and the Jinx pickup. Ooh, it's going to be fun. I always like casting Jinx games.
They're going to get the hyper carry to help, the tanky jungler Sejuani helping to facilitate the hyper carry with her ultimate. So I really think it's a good pickup. First two picks on Death Before Defeat, pretty good. You've got a super.
I'd like to see a Caitlyn come out from Assassin side right now. It would be good.
You want to see that? You just want to see two hyper carries in the bot lane now, don't you?
I mean, I would like to see it because I don't know about the Maokai. I don't know if the Maokai was required to be picked this early. Yeah, Caitlyn's a good pickup in my opinion. Maokai, they could have saved it. Maybe flex the Trundle to top. At least have that option there so that the enemy is confused. But I think they really love the Maokai in their ranks, so they pick it early up.
Indeed. So we are gonna have your favorite.
Oh, this is going to be a interesting game. Lots of tanks and hyper carries. Big team fights, I think.
First phase through the pick and ban, and we got two tanks and two hyper carries up. Support and mid, I believe, is open. So hopefully these two teams look to pinch the champion.
Now I'm feeling feels bad, man.
Both our champions are got banned out, man.
Pretty sad. Life is hard. Talia getting banned out.
I'm actually really surprised about that Morgana ban. I mean, we have seen Morgana Caitlyn be a very dominant lane in this meta. I mean, we see a lot of teams like even.
And I think it's a smart ban because that the Caitlyn if she has a Morgana shield on top, she will be impossible to put down. Talon ban is a target ban on Divine. He has been playing it a lot, and he's very good on that champion. So yeah, they don't want their Jinx to get assassinated before the fight even begins, I guess.
Indeed. So, how do you think the Rakan is being banned? Do you really think the Rakan ban was necessary? Considering
I don't think they would have picked Rakan there. I think they would have taken any case. If you have a Jinx, you'd be picking some sensor support probably for her or a Braum. I think the Braum ban would have been much better for them. Let's see what DBD responds with. I would take the Braum here just for the added tankiness factor.
I think Jana would also be a good idea right
Yeah,
here
even
because he
Janus.
was like all over
Even
those
that,
super
right?
champs
If you can
everywhere.
play the laning phase good with it, it's an excellent pickup. Considering how chaotic the fights are going to be, that ulti is going to be instrumental for him.
Indeed, indeed. We just saw the bot lane being completed over on Death Before Defeats. We've got what do we have? Tarek and Jinx and Binary Vision looking to pick up some kills.
Your voice goes, Loki.
Is it fixed now?
Yeah, it's fixed now. What's up? Tell me.
All right. So, what do you think about Binary picking Thresh? I mean, he was known for his Thresh plays back in the day, but it's been a long time since he has played, and he has taken like a
Well, I'm
small
sure
hiatus
he's
right now.
retained his
So,
skills. I hopefully so, but I wouldn't really like it because there are way too many tanks for a Thresh to be effective. To be honest, I mean, unless he gets the snowball really, really going through the lane phase, I don't really think it's a very good pickup against that particular comp. Unless he completely dominates the lane phase, if he's able to do it, then yeah, sure, it's going to work out. But otherwise, I don't think so.
I mean, that is from a more of like a composition standpoint, but I guess internally he probably feels most comfortable on that champion.
Yeah, I
So,
think the self confidence is coming into play there. He knows that he's able to snowball. He is going to go for the ignite as well. He's pretty confident in his laning ability, I guess. Well, cause ooh, that's a fresh pickup. So yeah, that is one hell of a team fighting comp assembled from both the sides. To be honest, but I think the purple side has an edge in the big team fights. What do you think? Because there's a well cause, there's a jinx, that's a lot of damage which can come out
I think
in a short space of
I
time.
think it's gonna be coming down to the bot lane and the jungle. Like top kind of goes even Mundo, Maokai mid relatively even Oriana Vel'Koz. I think bot lane is where it's gonna matter a lot. You have Binary Vision super confident on that Thresh picking it up against the Taric and Jinx. So if he can actually do something over in the laning phase, it should transition over to the team fight and they should have the advantage there. We should also look at the jungle matchup here. Trundle into Sejuani. I mean, you probably know how OP Trundle in the jungle is right
Yep.
now. So
Right
how
now,
do you
it's one
think
of the best.
Sejuani is supposed to play it out against
I think
this
she has to
Trundle?
kite it out, yeah, because she needs to go for those early Like I think post six, the only gang she'll be going for is at bottom lane. In the team fight, she needs to be careful because the Trundle is going to be end up ulting either the Mundo or her at her point. If she gets ulted, she needs to not go in and wait it out because it's a bad idea and she's going to get like insta bursted if she goes. So yeah, she has to be really careful and play around it reality. Also another thing like for the viewers, because the last time Humble in Defeat, who is the captain for Death Before Defeat, he completely popped off on the Trundle. He played it top lane and he completely popped off on it and solo carried the game. So I think taking the Trundle away from him is a double smart point. Not only is it very good in the jungle, but it's also pretty good. It's also a pretty good pick against them in general.
Indeed, and 2 minutes till spectator delay ends. Who do you think is gonna win? Do you think Team Assassin's gonna win or Death Before Defeat?
I mean, if Binary is able to, get the snowball rolling, I think Assassin should be able to bring this home. But if there is not a lot of things don't happen in the laning phase at bottom lane, just by sheer scale alone, I think DBD's got this in the bag. There is just way too much tankiness and disruption available over there. And I think the clincher for me is the Taric ulti. If the Taric ults properly, it's going to be almost impossible for Assassins to win team fights.
Indeed, so it's gonna come down to just execution at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think Vel'Koz and Oriana, what do you think? That's going to be a farm fest, right? I don't think there's going to be anything
More or
special
less,
about
it's
it.
going to be a form fest, but I do think Vel'Koz has the advantage against the Oriana, especially in the early levels with the range advantage she has. I mean, Oriana being a little bit weak early on, is going to get that tier. It's going to take time for her to scale up and to, get her items and start making an impact in these team fights. So I think till then, Vel'Koz early through mid game should have the advantage. What do you think?
Also, Vel'Koz is a champion people don't play against a lot, so they don't have a lot of experience playing against it. Those angles which the sheer angles which Vel'Koz can attack you from is going to be really hard.
Indeed,
So
we're gonna have to
yeah.
go back to 10 standard and take a geometry
Yeah,
test to
exactly.
play
And if
against
Aravinda
Vel'Koz.
Chicha is any good at the champion, it's going to be really hard for Divine to lane properly. He needs to be very careful with his positioning. And mind you, late game, Vel'Koz, just by virtue of only his ult, deals a hell of a lot of damage in team fights. It's a pretty good champion, to be honest, if you know what you're doing with it.
Indeed. So So you're gonna go with death before defeat based on
Yeah,
their team composition
unless
alone.
binary pulls a
You know,
superhero
I'm
effort.
gonna have to go with my boy Binary, man. I'm gonna have to
I
like,
mean, yeah, I
since he
have
played
faith
this
in him
tournament,
as well.
I'm
We
gonna have
should
to go
be.
with him.
Yeah, I think if he's able to dominate the laning phase on the Jinx, yeah, then sure, of course.
I do
But then
think
if
in just
he's
sheer skill and experience alone, I'm pretty sure Binary has like the most amount of experience playing competitively, and just like I'm pretty sure he's probably by far the best player in the game.
voice, it cuts out. Loki, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, is your Discord on admin?
I have no idea. I think
I think
so.
you should restart your Discord as admin if it's not,
All right, let me try
because it
that.
keeps like blocking your voice out, or either you keep your mic closed.
Is this better now?
Yeah, much better. We
Okay.
are loading into the game. Skin Wars. I think Assassin's pretty much come ahead, 4-2. Nice skins coming out. Binary Vision bringing out the legendary Darkstar Thresh on the battlefield with the aftershock on him. So yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Bottom lane Thresh always makes things interesting. It's always fun to watch, but it's not supposed to outright win this because there's a Taric. But yeah, I'm sure with his experience he'll be able to influence proceedings pretty well.
Indeed. So, speaking about Thresh, what is your favorite skin on Thresh first?
I think Darkstar or the red one. I'm forgetting the name of it. The Blood Moon. Yeah, either Darkstar or Blood Moon. I really like those skins.
Yeah, so got a lot of good skins here. Going into the game, what do you think the level one strategy is gonna be for Team Assassin right here?
I mean, unless binary is feeling aggressive and feisty, I think it should be a pretty much a basic setup. Everybody will be covering their lanes and not going for an invades. There's no reason for the purple side to invade because they don't have any champions which do very well in it, apart from the Taric stun, which is not really reliable in a level one situation. So yeah, I think it should ideally come out as a basic, defensive setup. But you can never say. If binary is feeling fresh, they might just go for it.
Indeed. So it all depends on the confidence of the support.
Sure, if they go from bottom lane, right, it can work out. I can see it working out. They can get a flash maybe, but yeah, it depends on how aggressive they're feeling. So what do you feel about the jungle? Where do you think the junglers will focus first? Like whether it be the Trundle or the Sejuani in this game.
I think Sejuani. No, not many of these. Both these junglers have decent gank potential pre-6. I mean, Sejuani has got like a dash and then a small stun if she can land it, and then Trundle's got this pillar. So I think early game it's gonna be pretty even more or less, but it's all about after the level 6 and going into that mid game where I think Trundle starts to shine against the Sejuani here.
Yeah, and what do you think about that matchup? As in Jinx into Caitlyn, who wins that? Considering you are an ADP and after all,
Jinx into Caitlyn, that's a very even matchup. Jinx's, however, is at a range disadvantage. I mean, she has the form where she can change into the minigun and to rocket form, which will give her extra range.
voice, mic cutting out again.
Is this better now?
Yeah,
Yeah, so as I was saying, Jinx does have the range disadvantage because of the minigun form, and if she wants that extra range on her rocket, she has to switch, and that will use up mana. But Caitlyn is more of, she has a standard range that she can auto from, and that range does not really change. Whereas, oh, the double ward on the red buff coming out, that is a small mistake.
that's going to be a feels bad man right there. But yeah, I think the
Feels
good
bad,
thing
that
is
movement.
that apart from you correctly said that the Caitlyn has that range advantage, but in this case, because of the Taric, they have a sustained advantage in this scenario because the Tarics generally they go after for the heal second max after the dazzle. So yeah, it's going to be working out well, I guess, if they take smart trades.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see how it's going to work out.
I also like to point out this level 1 that both mid and top.
Mike, it's conking out.
I need to buy a new one.
Yeah. Okay. You were saying?
Is this better?
Yeah, much better.
All right, yeah. So I don't know if you guys saw, but the level 1s, you saw both bot lane and top lane not show. Early on into the lane at level 1.
Finally getting level to 1 second. This is
Finally, he does hit level 2. Will he go for the hook?
Landing
Hook
the
does
level.
connect. Q does go out. Trap, however, not used by lethal. Interesting.
I mean, I think they could have got a secured a kill or at least a flash and a heal at that point from the assassin's side. I don't think it was pretty well played by Lethal. He was slow on the uptake and yeah, didn't work out as it should have.
Yeah, but you know, Binary got that pretty good angle on Thresh and was able to land the flay into the hook. Perfect combo right there. Could have followed up with a trap, would have probably been more beneficial, but oh well.
Yeah, I think the Caitlyn's going to be really happy pushing them inside the tower. She knows that the Sejuani started blue because they came late to the lane. So she's going to be a pretty happy person. But yeah, this is not the ideal condition for a Thresh to play in because under tower is not the place he generally looks to hook people. But yeah.
Indeed, and you know, I really like the early game vision coverage coming out from blue team right there. They do ward the Raptor camp. So you know, but Sejuani is not prioritizing that Raptor camp, straight away going for the golem. So as
Randall
of now, they do
completely
not.
missing his flash Q on the Taric they did. Binary ended up igniting the Taric. Taric had to flash out. They had lost their heal. Randall flashes in, whiffs his bite somehow.
Oh, he's gonna go for the mid lane gank right here. No flash onto the Trundle right here. Pillar does go out. A little bit of damage is gonna go on Vel'Koz right here. She is gonna tank all that damage and just back away. They don't get much out of that except for a little bit
Smartly
of
played
damage
from him,
on
no panic into the
Vel'Koz.
situation though, right? Because no flash use, no
Yeah.
barrier use. Good hold on his summoners, knowing how much damage he can take and responding appropriately.
Yeah, and also he doesn't really lose much because the wave at the end of the day is gonna push
Top
in at
lane,
top
meanwhile,
lane.
Mundo.
Whoa, what's happening here? Maokai forced a flash right here. Cleaver does land, but he will not die. Will survive with about 80 to 100.
We aren't able to give any analysis at all. There's so many fights going on
Yeah,
everywhere.
this has been a pretty action-packed early game. You got a couple of flashes being burnt here and there. Yeah, but I think the game state should slow down right now. I mean, you had a lot of action early on, but you know, junglers are just gonna go back into farming mode as of now. So, could be wrong though.
Yeah, if you're the purple side, you definitely want a slower game because you have the more scaly champions. I think blue side will require more of the tempo to be worked out. Yeah, Mundo, I think he would have almost killed himself if he wasn't careful there because he was like his W was on throughout. Teaffin, your mic is unmuted. That's fine. That's fine. So yeah, I think the Mundo would have killed himself there. His W was on the whole time. So yeah, I mean, it was lucky on his part that the minions didn't aggro him for a bit. And yeah, Binary just showing his class, zoning the bot lane out, huge range disadvantage. And yeah,
Yeah, and you can see the farm discrepancy that is happening in the bot lane. Lethal almost 10 CS above the Jinx right now, just purely based on Binary's lane control and how confident he is in this matchup.
I mean, yeah, and this is how the Thresh is supposed to be played. Oh my god, we see a 3-man gank at top on a Mundo of all things. Do you think there was a need to flash there? I don't think so. I don't think they had any much damage backing.
There was no need to flash there, but I think in this just scenario, playing on stream against a really good team, you just like panic and you flash. So.
I guess. I can understand his reasoning behind it, but I don't think there was any way he would have died there. Yeah, I guess better play it safe than sorry, I guess.
You're just a very tough guy to.
Your mic. Alright. Yeah, sure.
Is this better?
Yeah, you're back now. It completely goes for some parts.
Is it the packet loss or?
Another gang coming out, repeat gang coming out from Team Killer, and this time Binary is caught at the front instead of behind, so he can't lantern people out. He has to use the flash there.
Ignite, however, does go down, so that's going to be a waste of Ignite coming out of Taric right there.
This Sejuani giving lots of attention to bottom lane. She really wants to get those ganks in and try to get that playing field a little bit more even because of the pressure Binary is exerting on that lane right now.
Indeed,
I think
Binary.
Really
the hit goes out, the
again.
hit does land, it won't be followed up by a trap. It is actually followed up by a trap.
And yeah, Caitlyn ends up whiffing her combo. There was a minion between her E, so she E's at the minion and she ends up going out of auto attack range. That was a bit sad from her, but yeah, I guess it happens. So yeah, they do get the Jinx's flash, so it works out for her in that scenario. And yeah, Caitlyn has a commanding lead in this lane, courtesy Binary's hooks at this point.
Indeed, I mean, they've just had complete pressure over this lane. Over in the top lane, we do have a gank coming out. Maokai ulti will hit Mundo. Mundo is flashless. He could be going down right here. Snow Kid is level 5. A couple of more autos. The healing will save him at the end of the day. And that's going to be a very, very close kill.
And that's why Mundo
750.
747, 49, 50.
Can
Or
you...
could you could pause and you could catch up. Viras, go. We're 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Alright, moving on. Yeah. It's Mundo sadism buffs getting into play right there. Survives the whole gank and manages to get out. He did not have flash, but yeah. It's another skin of his teeth and yeah.
What
He's
do you
farming
think
pretty
of
well.
what do you think of both junglers focusing on top lane? I mean, it is a tank versus tank matchup here.
And I don't think
Getting
this
kills
Joanne's
against
focused it that
matchups.
much, has she?
No, but then the 3-man gank top and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Don't you feel that bot lane would have benefited way more from those ganks rather than top?
Yeah, I think so too because Binary has the primary CC packing, right? The thing is, maybe they saw the last game from DBD and yeah, the amount of pressure Humble in defeat exerted from his gameplay, it was a lot. He actually literally solo carried on Trundle the last game. So, I mean, I think they're wary of that. I don't see any other reason to, camp a Mundo this much. I do agree with your point that the bot lane can benefit a lot more with the ganks because the Caitlyn, she's already snowballing and, they can transition that into an early first tower as well.
Looks to take the dragon early on. I mean, I don't think at this point bot lane can contest. Sejuani is also on the top side, and they could go for a dragon right now. I really don't know. Scuttlecrab is going to be taken by Snowkid over there, and he will be looking to place some vision inside the enemy jungle. Meanwhile, mid being pushed up is going to go on the side, try to get vision here and there. Just spot out that pink ward over there. It's going to probably take it. 350 gold and a little bit of XP for her. Oh, 30
Just look
gold,
at
my
the
bad.
space being created by Binary at bottom lane. Just look at that. I don't know why
Yeah,
they're going
you can
for a
see
dive.
that.
They can just play around. They don't need to go for this dive. Binary tanking the tower for some reason.
Ulti is
my
gonna
God,
go
that
down,
is
stun's
painful
gonna
to
go
watch.
down. Binary looks like he's in trouble. He's gonna survive with a slither of HP. No, he doesn't. First blood's gonna go down to Jinx. Lethal looks like he's tanking a turret. Flashes out at the last second, but here comes the follow-up by Vel'Koz. Orianna's coming up as well. They're looking to get a kill onto the Vel'Koz here, but no, Snowkid's gonna take a little bit of damage. Command prompt is gonna go down. Here comes
Mike.
going on here, boys.
Yeah, that was a fiesta right there. And all the praise I was doing for Binary, and then he decides to do that, panics a lot, doesn't wait for the minions to go inside the tower, goes, dives, kills himself practically, and ends up giving the first kill, the first kill goal to Jinx. Yeah, that could have been executed way more smoothly. Honestly, there was no reason to go for that play in the first place. They were crushing the lane, and they would have gotten the tower eventually. But I mean, I wouldn't agree
What
with
do you
that
think
play.
of the Moby boots being picked up by Binary at this early on into the game?
That's nice actually because he wants to influence proceedings, he wants to roam, and he wants to get his other lanes ahead. I agree with that, but I don't agree with him tanking the tower like that.
Indeed. So, but nevertheless, Caitlyn is pretty far ahead in this lane. The gold difference. Looking at the gold, I think
Mike,
I have no idea. Is this better?
yeah, you come back. It either goes completely or you come back.
Oh wow.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, coming back into this game, I think the gold difference is a little bit more even right now. I mean, Jinx can actually survive this lane. Binary, however, just zoning the enemy bot lane completely from this game. I mean, Taric and Jinx literally have to stay.
Loki run as admin and try now.
You want me to rerun Discord as admin?
Yeah, I think it
that
will
will
work
fix the
out.
issue.
Maybe it works out.
Make sure the-
Alright, so while we wait for our friend to come back, I think while Loki's going to reconnect here, I'm going to take over the casting till then. Yeah, it's pretty basic, all the basic matchups. Everybody's just farming, trading at this point. Another really good hook by Binary at this point. Into the trap, lots of damage coming out on the Jinx, and the Jinx is able to get away. Taric needs to block that. Taric, hello? The Taric does not block it for some reason, and the Jinx ends up dying. Meanwhile, another action on the other side of the map. Really good lantern by Binary to get Orianna out of that tough spot of bother, but Orianna does end up losing both her sons as well. I think there was miscommunication. I don't know. I thought the Taric thought that the Jinx would die to ignite or something. That's why he didn't block it. But yeah, that didn't work out very well. So yeah, free kill for Lethal. He'll be a good, really happy Caitlyn at this point. Binary making the
Indeed.
plays, doing everything he can, and yeah,
What's up,
it's
guys?
going
I'm
pretty well.
back.
Yeah, and you missed a good play by
Yeah,
Binary.
I
He
saw
got
that though. I saw that. That was pretty well played by Binary right there. Able to secure a kill onto the Jinx right now.
yeah, the Jinx now is like literally pretty behind right now. She is 1 and 2. She's like 40 CS behind, and yeah, she's going from bad to worse for at this point. What do you think about the Taric not blocking that Aldo?
Derek though.
That's like a feels bad man moment again.
A lot of feels bad moments in these games, but you know, hopefully we're gonna get an interesting game by the time it hits mid game, and we see these big team fights
I mean, for
break out.
sure, because whatever lead that the Caitlyn has at bottom lane, Humble in defeat is completely making it up at top lane. Look at that CS lead he has, almost 30 CS ahead, 30 plus CS ahead. So yeah, I mean he's doing his bit and trying to keep his team in the game. But I think he'll have to do a lot if he needs to win this game.
Indeed, and we do see a gank coming out. Trundle pathing around the top side, not however get going for it. It's just gonna get the skull crab, I believe. Or no, not
DBD
even
has
the
a
skull
lot
crab.
of vision coverage at top side as well. There is no way that any gang succeeds for them. So yeah, what I
Yeah.
would like to see the Mundo doing is with his next teleport influence proceeding in some other lane because it's not going to work out by him just farming this one.
Bot lane does take the turn. There is a fight bot lane. Sejuani is gonna come. TP is gonna be called in by the Maokai. It's gonna get cancelled, but the hook does land on him. No, there's gonna be a double stun, and the ulti is gonna come out. Bot lane looks like they're in some trouble right now. Lethal is gonna go down right here. Binary is taken very low. Here comes Oriana right here, and here though the plant is gonna be taken. Shockwave's gonna catch two people right now. Can they land the stun? Yes, they do. Now Oriana is gonna die right here, and that's gonna be 2 kills being picked up by Jinx right there. That was way overextended coming out from blue team.
And I think the Mundo cancelled his teleport by himself, or either he got. I don't think the Mundo. I'm not sorry. The Maokai teleport got interrupted by himself, and he ended up walking inside the Mundo. He killed himself at that point. And again, once again, Taric ulti coming into play, really instrumental for these. Once the fights breaks out and you're able to survive the initial burst, Taric ulti can completely turn the game around. And yeah, this is pretty good from DBD at this point. Solid team, converting instantly, everybody collapsing together. And yeah, Mundo is a beast at this point. He's almost CSing at 10 per minute, which is almost unheard of in the semi-pro scene, which is pretty good from him.
I mean, when you're this dominant in lane and you're just pushing the lane under Maokai's turret 24/7 and even solo killing him, I think it's pretty safe to say that 10 CS per minute is a pretty good
Yeah, but
start.
with all the attention they showered on him in the early game, he's doing a pretty good job. The good thing about Assassins though is they do end up getting the first tower gold, so it's keeping them roughly even, and they're going to get a dragon as well. Good decision by them to go for it. They see the bats going through, and they immediately decide to collapse and do it. But yeah, they are falling behind. The Jinx is catching up. The Jinx has a completed item, and that's going to be a lot of damage coming out because of the Runan's Hurricane Rush.
Indeed, so and it's also going to help her farm pretty easily and hopefully make a slope, a smooth path towards that Infinity Edge. I would like to, however, touch on how important this Mountain Dragon is for both these teams, and that being said,
Mike, resume from your Mountain Dragon.
yeah, so I wanted to touch on how important the Mountain Dragon is for both these teams. I mean, it really gives them a lot of siege potential and,
I mean,
potential for them
like
to
it's really helpful for Caitlyn, right? Because she excels
Yeah.
at taking towers and is going to help her really big time.
Oh, an interesting
I don't know what that
play
was.
happening in top lane. Maokai LT is going down. Not gonna do much, but Mundo, you can just see how dominant Mundo is in that lane. Just, pushing that wave under turret 24/7, and he's gonna probably take the
He's
turret
got
himself.
the Maokai scared witless at that point, because if you're going to ult there, then yeah, I mean he is even susceptible to a dive at this point. Mundo can just flat tank it and go through him.
Indeed, so, and he is gonna be taking the turret right this wave, maybe? He could take it if he wants. Yep, he's gonna go for it.
Humble in defeat has been very consistent throughout the tournament. I must say personally, I've been very impressed with his whole plays. And yeah, I think he's really leading from the front. He is the captain, making sure that his team can revolve around him, play around him, have a very reliable tank around him. It's pretty good from him. I don't think it is anything to do with his packet loss at all. Or even if it has to do it, it's not like the TS is going to magically fix it. So let's just resume here.
Alright. But anyways, they are going to be taking the Rift Herald. It's going to be very important for the red team. It's going to probably help and break down one of these second tier turrets. Rift Herald, who's going to take it? Tarek, however, is going to be taking the Rift. What do you think
Generally,
about that?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Generally, the jungle is taking Mundo again. No time to analyze. Action is coming everywhere.
Trundle looks like he's going to go down. Mundo's chasing him so well. The hook is going to go
gonna
out,
get
and
focused
he's going to
by
get
5
played
people
right
here,
here.
though.
The Sejuani ulti is going to go out. It's going to catch one person. Lethal on the back, hitting and hitting. Here comes the Tarek ulti. Binary does go down. The Maokai looks like he's going to go down as well.
Unkillable Mundo. I just have no words for this thing. He's just face tanking things at this point. He was in between 5 people, and once again, Tariq ulti being really game. This thing. In these kind of scenarios where there are elongated fights, Tariq ulti is instrumental in turning fights around. And yeah, DPD is just stepping up the pressure at this point, putting the fucking pedal to the metal and just completely pushing everywhere.
But they're gonna get the inhibitor turret right now. They are 5-man shockwave coming out, but Orianna doesn't have that much damage left. Mundo is just face tanking everything. Trundle's gonna go down. Sejuani is gonna go down, and Mundo walks out alive after tanking all that damage. And they are gonna defend their inhibitor turret. It's gonna get the Rift Herald as well. But that inhibitor turret, man, is very close to death.
I really like the Excel pickup from Caitlyn. It's really good in my opinion. Going for that early Excel so that the Mundo is not able to blind heal in their faces. I think in the team fights, but yeah, later on with especially the box which Sadism has gotten in the past patch, it's not going to matter. He's just going to heal regardless.
Indeed, Hook's gonna go onto Tarek. They are not gonna dive that turret. The turret, first tier turret for mid lane for red team's mid is gonna be standing. They're not, however, gonna get a turret off that. There is a big wave being pushed into the top lane, so they might look to capitalize on a turret somewhere here. Hopefully, Lethal's taking quite a bit of poke. This is gonna, if they look to siege just assist, no, okay, they're not gonna siege
I
this.
mean, DPT has the right idea. They're just taking those heavy 5v5 fights where the thresh isn't that effective because he can't make a lot of picks on the tanks. So I mean, smart play by DBD to continually forcing these 5v5s, because 2v2s, 3v3s, it's not really good because the thresh can pick you off every time. Yeah, I would like for the Mundo to swap bottom. I don't know, he uses his teleport for top lane just to take the wave, which I don't think is a very smart option. It's better off that he gives that farm to Jinx and goes bottom and saves his teleport and pressures the tower at that side.
Yeah, and I really like this Munda, how he's not like super overextending in this lane, even though his wave is pushed up. A lot of the times you'll just see players just overextend to like the second tier turret, but he's trying to play it safe, won't go past the enemy
proper respect. It's pretty important on the split pusher. The proper respect, waiting back. This guy's really smart. He's playing really well. He can actually go for a 2v1 here. He will.
Yes, he's gonna go for it. Cleaver does land. Lethal's gonna flash and take the lantern back. Interesting play. Binary is gonna get some CC on him. I don't think they can kill him right here. The X cult is doing some work, but the hook goes wide, and and Mundo still stands. Meanwhile, Trundle coming here. Another play is gonna go down onto Mundo. Mundo pops ulti and is gonna try to get a kill right here. He flashes the box again. Hook does go down. Doesn't quite. Oh, it does hit the box. He's gonna get slowed right here, taking a lot of damage. Dodges the trap though, but makes it
boss coming into play. He's healing that much throughout the grievous wounds. And yeah, he is attracting so much pressure. He's literally solo carrying once again at this point.
There's going to be a fight here. Vel'Koz is moving down towards Tribrush right here. Red team's looking to siege this turret. You can see the amount of damage that's coming out of Jinx's rocket. The turret is very low. There's only 2 people here. I don't think they should protect this. Meanwhile, top lane goes down, but the bot lane dive is a little bit loud. Oh my god, the shockwave goes wide. Twisted Advance does go onto Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz popping ulti right here. Jinx not able to get enough damage out, and they will survive that while losing a turret. And red team's gonna go for the second tier turret.
And after a million ganks on Mundo, I think he finally goes a bit over cocky, steps on the trap, takes way too much damage, and eventually does go down. But I think the purple side is trying to trade the dragon for the top second inner tower, and yeah, that's how they're going to play it. I don't know where is the Maokai going?
Oh, Maokai is dead right here. I don't think he's gonna get out of this one. Nope, he's gonna go down. Vel'Koz is gonna take the kill, and that is gonna be the second dragon. Again, a mountain dragon is gonna go for
Mike. They can hear that, by the way. Anyways, moving on.
Mike is a bit irritating, man.
And yeah, you're fine now. Another dragon being taken, this time equal distribution of mountains, one with DVD and one with Team Assassins. So do you think like this game is like beyond coming back for assassins? I think binary is playing really well. He's landing a lot of hooks, but again, it's just a limitation of the
You
champion.
can see
It's
that
very hard.
Lethal is almost like 100 farm difference on his ADC. However, he is pretty much even with the ADC. The only thing that's keeping Team Assassins down is their turret. I mean, they're at a huge turret disadvantage. But as long as they can, get vision around Baron, I mean, the Baron is going to be the next big objective that's going to that it's going to happen for this game. So as long as they play around the Baron and hopefully not throw
While we wait for his mic to come back, yeah, whatever. Like in these scenarios, I think what the Caitlyn has to do is just stay back, hit the Mundo wherever possible because she can't really go forward. I think the Thresh is able to punish if he ignites and with the X skull popping off on the Caitlyn. If they burst the Mundo down, I'm sure they can go forward from there. It's going to be hard though because there is a Taric ulti on top as well. Are you back now? While we wait for my commentator to get his teams back. Assassins going for that risky Baron play. Yeah, they do see two people at bottom, so they immediately decide. Really good call coming out from them. Insta rushing them. The purple side is going to be late to the party. They've been caught with their pants down at this point. They're not going to reach in time, I guess. Lots of damage being put out on the dragon, especially the mountain dragon coming into play. Let's see.
Oh, and we're gonna go back into the team fight right here. Sorry about that, but Taric ulti is gonna go out.
And that's it. Pivotal Taric ulti was not able to go
right here. The two carries are alive for the blue team right here, but Jinx, picking up that double kill is gonna take a triple kill right here, and not, however, gonna get the quadra. Lethal stays alive with the Baron buff.
That's the worst person to get the triple on. Jinx comes back completely rushing back into the game with a passive. Once again, I think the Maokai overextended a bit after interrupting the Vel'Koz ulti. And yeah, there's just not enough tankiness coming out at this point. Mundo completely zoned people off. And yeah, good call on them, their part to do the Baron, but I think they could have disengaged better instead of turning and fighting there. Mundo going wherever he pleases. He does not care about taking damage, which he should though. There's a lot of damage coming out slowly. It's building up.
Indeed, and you can just see them. They got the two.
Andre might go for a flash play. Oh, I would have gone for a flash play. He should have flashed that and gone for the play, I think. And once again, despite everybody telling you guys not to stop rushing lockets on tank supports, it is not that good anymore. Please, it's been nerfed. It does not give you that amount of shield that it used to. Please do not rush it. There are better items you can pick. Anyways, after that public service announcement, moving on. Yeah.
Moving on into the game.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Caitlyn has the Baron at this point and they have to pressure around that.
Yeah, they're gonna try and pressure these. They should at least take 2 turrets off this Baron buff. I mean, I know it probably seems close to impossible, but I think if they really want to get back into this game and try to destabilize the 3k gold difference, which the red team does have, they should try and take at least 2 turrets off this Baron wave.
I think the main issue is that there's a lot of AP damage coming out. Orianna is lacking in damage. She's not able to deal the consistent damage to these tanks, these beefy tanks in her face, and it's not affecting it very well. And the Caitlyn alone, she is not able to deal as much damage as is required. There's way too much armor coming out from the tanks of DBD. Francis well does get popped. Good.
Right here. This could be a this could be a throwing play, but here goes Sejuani trying to engage right here. Hook does go onto the Jinx, but is there going to be follow-up? Twisted Advance does go on, and Jinx is going to go down. Where's the AD carry for red team? They're dead now. Lethal is alive, has the flash out of the Sejuani ulti, but they should win this team fight right here. Lethal back at the back, hitting, does take down Taric, but Mundo, big tanky Mundo, is alive. Binary gets the hook in play to try to save his AD carry right there, and now Orianna flashing forward, trying to kill Vel'Koz right here, but is not going to be successful doing that. Now Mundo is flashing out of the base trying to get a kill onto Orianna, but no, Mundo tanking everything and is staying alive right here. Meanwhile, Orianna, command prompting, I was trying to get the kill onto Vel'Koz right here, but no, did he run too far? Yes, he did, and Vel'Koz is going to get the kill onto Orianna. What a chaotic team fight right there.
And yeah, this is just Mundo being Mundo. Yeah, despite Binary being a god and landing an absolute knocker of a hook on Jinx, they still do not come out ahead on the fight. This is just Vel'Koz is just having way too much room for him to run off his spells and deal damage. And yeah, if the Taric ult comes down on multiple people, it's a sure shot loss for the blue side. Still, they do well. I think Caitlyn has completely put herself in a really good position in this game, and I think once she has a little bit of armor penetration, do you think she can solo like she can carry this? Because yeah, I think she can.
I think it really depends on the positioning. Like the last team fight they had was really, really lucky. Binary got an insane hook on Jinx, and that was pretty followed up pretty well with the Trundle and the Twisted Advance from Maokai. And even with that amazing team fight, they barely were able to scrape by. So hopefully Jinx doesn't make that same positional error as she did last time. And besides that, as long as they can keep getting these miracle team fights, they should be good. But I think on a straight on 5v5, Jinx will out damage the Caitlyn.
But the Jinx is a level behind though, and I think the Caitlyn should be prioritizing getting a red buff there. It is a really, really important source of damage in fights for her. And yeah, I think the better play is to go for the red buff first because yeah. Dragon again doing it against a well cause. If they decide to contest it, they shouldn't ideally. It's not a very important dragon to contest at 28 minutes. Wisely, if they decide not to. Yeah.
All right, so the game's kind of calmed down a little bit. We got the Cloud Drake, the red buff. However, as you stated earlier, is not being taken.
I don't know why she's not taking it. It's a huge part of her damage output in these fights.
Indeed, it is. So we've gone to that mid game, mid to late kind of team fight phase where all 5 members are going to be sticking together and trying to just push these turrets and inhibitors together. But it looks like Orianna or Trundle is going to get caught out right here. The Carrick stun's going to go wide. Maokai ulti is going to come down. Both ADCs at the back are just going to be hitting. Here comes the focus. He's being focused by 3 people right here. Almost triple kill being picked up on the Caitlyn. This is so chaotic right here. Jinx gets one in return, and now freaking Mundo solo carrying. There's a quadra kill being picked up by the Caitlyn right here. This is so chaotic, and Mundo is still alive. He will eventually go down, and the pentakill being picked up by Lethal right here. What an amazing play.
Beautiful gameplay. Lethal played that fight as perfectly as he could have. He was out of range of major skill shot. Yeah. Okay, 30 you said. Wait, we are at 29:45 though. Okay, we are a second, 2 seconds behind. 52, 53, 54. 55, 56, 57, 58, 30. I think that's the first penta of the semi-pro tournament, Loki. What do you say?
I don't know, man, but that was just an amazing fight coming out from blue team right there. I mean, red team thought that they had the catch onto Orianna right there, but they just kited back and they just kept kiting back. I don't know, but that Mundo, man, just stayed alive for like that entire fight. And,
the shades and buffs have been really, really huge. 100% of his HP he reaches back. So yeah, I mean, it's really, really big right now.
What do you think of the terrain which they chose to have that fight in? Do you think it was a pretty?
It's not ideal because the Jinx isn't able to rocket the behind, like the backline, and yeah, the Caitlyn was just able to free hitting throughout.
Yeah, I do, that did happen, and the Caitlyn would have the advantage, but I think it could have been advantageous for the red team. Sorry, right there, because I think if they timed the Taric ulti a little bit better, they could have just tanked all the damage in that choke point. And
also, what do you think of the QSS pickup? Wouldn't you agree that it's a BT is a much better option considering how big the fights are?
Damage, and now here comes the Caitlyn, just doing a lot of damage. Rocket does go down. Here comes Taric ulti. Mundo just tanking for ages, sorry, right now. Sejuani ulti is gonna go wide. Another hook being hooked onto Sejuani, and he's gonna go down. Now it's just Mundo fighting, tanking up all the damage right here, and he's gonna go down as well, and that's gonna be Baron.
Yeah, you're ahead, so you need to stop this, your thing for a bit. We can land with you, but the stream isn't. Yeah.
Okay, what time are you guys at, Teaffin? Okay.
Oh my god, Orianna completely missed out. Orianna doesn't do anything with that flash play.
Oh, Shockwave gaps 3 people. That should buy enough time to secure this Baron right here. Baron is secured by the blue team, and they are gonna go back. But these fights, they just come within like 10 seconds.
After winning that fight early on, they would have thrown this game out of the bloody window right there. The Trundle was doing the Baron alone and almost died at that point. Thankfully, the Caitlyn has enough damage to complete the whole Baron. But yeah, the Orianna flashed in thinking about ulting, and I don't know, she didn't do anything. That was a bit strange. But yeah, apart from that, I think right now assassins are in the driver's seat.
Indeed. So
Wouldn't you
that's the
agree that the
second Baron.
BT is required on Caitlyn though?
Oh yeah, in this stage when you're against
Yeah.
like 3 tanks, you need a BT at this stage to stay
I
alive,
don't think the
especially against that
scimitar is going to
Trundle.
help her because the only thing which she has to guard against is the Tarek stun. What else will she QSS? So I mean, I think maybe the Sejuani's ulti. So yeah.
Yeah, you got a couple of pockets of CC where you can QSS. I don't really think it's needed. You could have gone the
I think the BT would have been much more worthwhile
BT
for her
would
in
have been
teamfights,
way better.
Anyways, we do see finally Death for defeat after having led the majority of the game. They are finally in a position where they're behind. And yeah, Binary has been really instrumental in these fights, landing a lot of hooks, initiating all of these important fights. They went for the fight because they saw the Vel'Koz farming bottom. And yeah, it was pretty good from them. Caitlyn, the range of Caitlyn coming into play, hitting the tower from a big ass range.
Yeah, I think she needs to place her traps more effectively. I mean, they can easily get the inhibitor right here if they place the traps properly. But, you know, Caitlyn, you know, hasn't really been playing, using her traps very effectively. She has been positioning well and, you know, doing a really good job at staying alive in these team fights. And Binary's been doing a great job as well. But the red team looks like they're going to force right here. Maokai ulti's coming up. He's a little bit back. Sejuani ulti only gets one person there. That's a 4-man shockwave. Carrick ulti's going to go down. And Caitlyn just staying at the back. Jinx is going to die instantly, and you know they don't have an AD carry for the fight. They're not gonna win this team fight. It's gonna take some time, but blue team has officially won this game.
And with that mic on cough, I like continue with that. Pretty
This
funny.
game,
Yeah.
I think over, you know, 40-second death timers, 20 on Jinx. This is at least an inhibitor.
I mean, they do have the Vel'Koz alive, so they have like that wave clear going for them. At least a delayed wave clear going for them.
Delayed wave clear,
Beautiful shockwave coming out from Divine right there. Beautiful, like completely. Oh my god, flashing
the
in
Trundle getting a
smoke.
little bit feisty here, flashing forward with the pillar is going to force the flash out of the Taric. They are going to get this inhibitor, sorry. Are they going to go for more? Nope, they're going to back off.
I don't think they can because the Jinx was respawning at that point and so was the Sejuani. Wise decision for them to back off, but yeah, beautiful shockwave coming out and a random Jinx ult, I think maybe for aim for the Orianna. But yeah, they chose that fight. To be honest, DBD chose that fight. They decided to go in. They knew the teleport was up, but they still chose the fight. And yeah, the Jinx got completely caught in the backline. Maokai and Binary completely flashed on her and pinched her and killed her. So yeah, Taric ulti is just not coming out at the right time. He needs to be faster on it because he's anticipating and waiting way too much.
Indeed, and I think the last 3 team fights we have is all started by the red team. I don't think the blue team has really initiated any of these team fights except for the ones maybe at Baron. But almost all the team fights I could, you know, remember where the Caitlyn got the pentakill was all initiated by the red team. So I think they really need to look back and, you know, stop being so trigger happy with that engage.
Yep, and yeah, I think they need to slow down at this point because whatever lead they had, it's completely gone. The Jinx is 2 levels behind. The Thresh is the Taric is 3 levels behind. The Orianna is caught up in damage as well as in terms of, you know, CS. And yeah, everybody else is caught up. And now Trundle is slowly coming back into play. You know, that ulti and the Mundo is starting to affect more and more. I think if I was him, I would just ult the Sejuani and, you know, make sure that she goes down faster because she's a lower level tank.
Frost.
Yeah. What's up? You blocked out again.
What do you think about the Mundo buying the Locket of Iron Solari?
It's good. That Locket makes a lot more sense because he has a lot of effective HP. Because he has like that shield will actually count for a lot in team fights. Rushing it on, oh my god, I think Lethal almost got caught there, but yeah. Rushing it on like tanky supports right now is not that good because you hardly get any proper shield for that. The value on it is just not there. Binary going for another hook, does not land on anybody else.
The Baron buff is gone from blue team right now, so so Lethal has to be
But minions
a lot
are
more
doing the work.
careful.
Huh?
Indeed, but Lethal has to be a lot more careful sieging these turrets right now because the Vel'Koz. Oh my God, Sejuani's taking a lot of damage right here, and nope, it's not gonna go down, but it does take a good chunk of damage.
Yeah, somebody has to go back. I don't know why the Jinx is being sent back. The Mundo can just do the same thing, but yeah. Binary might go for another flash engage here, but no, he decides to play it safe. Good on his back.
Yeah, and we have to give credit to Binary Vision, man. He's been playing. You doubted his Thresh in Champ Select. You know, he's.
I mean, I
proved
doubted the
wrong.
pick. I didn't doubt the player. I said that if he goes rolling, he'll do well. Yeah, he played well, of course. Why would I doubt Binary when I know him? I know how good he can be. The pick there in front of so many tanks, it's not. But somehow he is managing to hook, get the jinx out between all those players. So yeah, big props to him, man. He's played like a bloody MVP in this game.
Indeed, he has, and you know, the siege onto the inhibitor turret is gonna go well. Hopefully, red team can look and could try and do something over here. You know, try and get the Caitlyn Ashley. Oh my God, Shockwave's gonna carry 3 people right here. The Nexus, the inhibitor turret is gonna fall right now. Lethal doesn't know what he's doing, kind of walking into the team fight, but he is back and he's gonna start doing some DPS right now. A double kill being picked up for Jinx. I don't think blue team's won this team fight. Lethal, I don't know if he's lagging, but he just walked up, and
that's just what it is. No reason to dive, no reason. The tower was going down very nicely, but they just have to dive against a Taric ulti, and yeah, they pay the price for it. That is what happens when a Taric ulti comes down properly on time. Very bad dive, and yeah, that's a big ass throw from Team Assassin's side.
Indeed so, and you know, you can really see the BT. You know, you talked about, you know, buying a BT earlier on Jinx and how useful it was. I mean, right now we're looking at the, you know, consequences of not buying a BT. I mean, Lethal I think had a couple of you know, of spacing problems in that team fight. He was walking back and forth, not really knowing what he was doing. The turret, however, does not fall, and then they get aced. So, as you said earlier, that was a huge throw, but Jinx, you know, staying and has to flash.
What am I watching? Okay, okay. Well, that happened, and yeah, I mean, the guy could just have been, you know, a man and, you know, block for her and make sure that she had the space to get out. But playing it safe, then sorry. I don't think it's a good thing to do at 39 minutes when your flash is down for that long. But yeah, I do not respect these guys. Yeah.
I mean, it is funny to watch. You have to give it
That might
back.
be very critical because in a 40-minute team fight, not having your flash is pretty.
Hey man, flash for inhibitor.
Yeah, she has 2.5k in her kitty. I think she should go buy as well. And yeah, the Caitlyn, I hope she realizes that she needs a bloodthirster in this team.
I hope some of these players on the red team start switching out their trinkets
And
for
I
at
think
least a
your
blue
issue
orb or
with
something.
the Caitlyn positioning, right? I think the Caitlyn is torn between the fact that whether she should hit the front line or the back line. And that is why, because she consistently tries to hit the back line, she ends up positioning like that in team fights. I don't think it's lag. I think it's more or less that him deciding, you know, to hit the back line and, you know, focus it despite him being in a bad position.
Indeed, the auto spacing did look a little bit funny, but Baron is up. Blue team trying to get some vision coverage on it. However, they don't have enough control wards up. None of the teams have decent control wards up, so you know, you should always have a control ward on that Baron pit at all time, and none of the
And
teams
Jinx
are really...
instantly buying her insurance policy. She knows after flashing like that, she's going to need it. She's getting that GA in so that she can be safe and sound in these team fights and get another life. Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to see another flash like that at this time, do we?
I mean, there is not going to be another way, like another time for her to flash like that. It's bad enough as it is. Do they go for the Baron play at this point? It's pretty risky though. I wouldn't. Mundo standing on a
They
ward.
do have vision all over on that. Oh, the hook does go down, but they aren't going to take it. Mundo face chanking, and there's going to be a flash by Orianna.
I think the Orianna expected the Sejuani ulti to come back, but that's why. That's the only reason I can see with behind her flashing. Regardless, bad flash. Regardless, I think. And Maokai is just getting a push in, getting some items. He needs it. He needs to be tanky for the Jinx at this point. Yeah, in fact, Elder Dragon is also up. What do you think? What should the team prioritize? The blue team, the Dragon?
I think blue team should prioritize Elder so they can at least like win the team fight. I don't really think, because you know they already have 3 dragons.
The Baron has been started, and yeah, Maokai teleporting in a no man's land between everybody. Mundo gets hooked in. Everybody's focusing Mundo.
Trundle looking. Trundle is a little bit out of position. He's gonna go down really fast here. Mundo is dead right here. It is a 4v5 without the Mundo. Taric ulti is gonna go out. Lethal, however, you know, Sejuani's gonna die in a second right here. Double kill for Lethal.
Beautiful ulti.
Catches 3 people. Can he get the triple kill right now? He is going forward. Triple kill. That's gonna be a quadra kill onto Taric. Is he gonna get another penta kill?
Oh my god, I think he is.
He is gonna be double. You see the trap right under.
and stolen. It's stolen. It is stolen. And
I
yeah.
even said
And
that.
I don't know if you saw or not, Jinx decided to ult her own base in that game. So I mean, that's just funny at that point. And at this point, and the costume in the game, Lethal playing like a complete monster along with Binary. Bottom lane coming in big for Team Assassins. And yeah, I think this should be the end of this game right here.
Yeah, it's
That
gonna be
point
the
is
end
not
of
that
this
the
game
Mundo
right
got
here.
focus fired by 5 people. I think it was bad positioning on his part, and yeah, this should be GG. I don't know why they're killing the super minion. They can just end the game. Hello?
Wait, no, it's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be GG because Mundo's gonna come up and they're gonna fail to
Oh
end
my
this game. We're gonna have another 10 minutes, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I guess.
Oh wait, they're
So-
gonna do Elder Dragon while the super minions push it onto
Their
the
own
Nexus
base
turrets.
was almost in shambles. They almost lost an inhibitor tower. Do the Elder Dragon at least. Oh my god, they decide to back off after taking 2 inhibitors. No objectives. Both the big objective is still on the map, mind you, Loki. So we might just be, see another fight break out in the next minute or so. And with the
Another
with the Caitlyn
pentakill.
going
Maybe-
towards the
maybe
top
Lethal
wave,
can
this
finally
might
get
be
his
an
second
instant Elder
pentakill.
Dragon. What's up?
Maybe Lethal can finally get his second pentakill. It was all an inside job, man. He's like, you're not giving me a second pentakill. I'm not ending the game.
I mean, yeah, and hopefully this time the Jinx can line her ult up in the correct direction instead of putting it towards the base. And I don't know what the plan is. The Jinx, I mean, the Caitlyn has 4,500. Don't you think she should sell her, boots for at least Phantom Dancer or Essence Reaver at this point? What is the point of her split pushing when she's not going to spend that 5,000 gold? Oh my god, I don't know what's happening. She needs the red buff also as well. I mean, this is reached such a critical juncture. What is the Caitlyn planning? They are completely giving up. Okay, and now they decide magically like, oh, okay, now they're going to trade.
Barret, guys.
But there's no point. What's the point of getting Baron? They had the tempo and, well,
Elder versus Barret, guys. Let's go.
the team which needed a Dragon's Sword decides to settle for the Baron. Jinx ulti casually flying by on the map, no impact whatsoever. Again,
Now they're gonna
it's
go
like
siege top.
Yeah.
There's gonna
But
be
then
another
again,
team
like,
fight.
Purple side has this thing, right? What do you call it? The Elder
Elder
Dragon. So I
Dragon.
don't think it's a wise way to take a fight against that. Mind you, Vel'Koz is gonna hurt now. 4 items, he's gonna hurt big time.
They are gonna be sieging this turret. Oh, one auto
That's
of
a
Caitlyn
lot
on
of
that
damage.
turret.
Double mountain coming in right
Oh
there.
my god.
Last hit.
Okay, when are we gonna have the team fight? Any moment now, guys. Any
Yes.
moment.
And Caitlyn does not have full HP, so I mean, again, Blue's team playing it super safe, backing off, not taking the bad play, decide to wait for the dragon to wear off, I guess. Binary looking for a hook. There is no reason to initiate on a Mundo of all people. Binary, please. Oh my god, he's decided to fight.
Is this gonna be the fight? No, this isn't. Maokai ulti is gonna come out. I think that's gonna.
happy with his ultimate. Oh my god, but the Vel'Koz was caught there.
What is happening here? Is this a team fight? No, they do get the inhibitor. Tower ulti is gonna go out. Now we're gonna have the team fight on right here. Lethal forced to flash right now. Oh my god,
Great
Tower
ulti.
ulti is gonna get two ulti for.
Oh, Vel'Koz.
Oh my god, the wombo combo, baby. The Vel'Koz just cleaned up right there. Jinx flashing in with the rockets is gonna get a double kill onto the Mundo. And now Orianna is just gonna be chased throughout the jungle. He's gonna flash in a very weird way, but that might as well be the. No.
What was that plant? Oh god, what was that plant? This is the most exciting 7 Pro game I think I've seen till this point.
Wait, is that
People going
game? That's game.
That might be game if the Tariq has a. Yeah, I think this should be game. That's a massive throw right there. I don't know what they were
Second
thinking. Giving
respawn
the tax.
timer. I think that's enough to get. I mean, they do have the
And the
Elder Dragon.
Sejuani is running it at this point. She's tanking creeps. They're not exactly full health. Teleport. Yeah, this should be game. This should be game. This should be game. This should be game. Why are they going towards the turret? They can just end. Yes.
No, go for the top turret. Go for the top turret, guys.
Nope. This is going to be over.
Yeah, this is game, man.
That is a
Finally.
massive throw if I've ever seen one.
Oh lord, guys.
Well caused damage coming through. Big time in team fights. Not playing respectfully
Oh
around with.
my god.
Yeah. Pings going
That
down.
is-
Tariq ulti. Oh my god. Is
Oh wait,
this
no,
going
no,
to be
no,
it?
no, it won't. No, it's not. Let's
Jinx
go.
is
Blue
dead.
team.
Jinx is dead. Jinx is dead.
Jinx
Mundo's
is
ending.
dead.
Mundo's
Jinx is
ending.
dead. Oh my god, no. Ulti's gonna go on.
Mundo's ending. Mundo's ending. They can't stop it. They
Caitlyn's
can't
right there.
stop
Mundo's
it.
trying to end. Caitlyn, do some damage. God damn it. No.
Oh my god, that was
What
a
a
hell of a
throw,
nice
man.
match. And yeah, this just goes to show you that panic in tournaments will not get you anywhere. And yeah, Caitlyn ended the game with I think 5,500 gold in her kitty. That Phantom Dancer or that Essence Reaver could have maybe made the difference in that last fight. Good
Holy
all around.
shit,
That was
man.
full props to both the teams for giving us, I think, the most exciting match of this whole tournament. Boy, was that up and down. Fun is fun to cast and really, really exciting. We got eventually the team which got a pentakill ended up losing. But yeah, that was fun. There's no two words
Indeed,
about it.
that was.
Well, from all of our sides in all India, from the caster Teaffin, I mean from the streamer Teaffin, my co-caster Loki and Frost here signing off. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the cast and the match. Yes.
See you guys.